Hello, this is Alan Shipnuck. We thought for this week's Ask Alan we'd try something different. We're going all video, no typing. Let's see how it goes. Is Rory the new CEO of pro golf? I would say he's the moral compass. He's almost like the big brother. He's the school principal. He has a lot of different roles. He might be the CEO. I'm sure that a lot of business is going to float his way. The tour anecdotally is trying to steer deals to him. So maybe he'll be the next commissioner, but he's definitely the man for sure. Favorite US Open venue and why? Everyone knows I'm a Pebble Beach homer, but because there's an annual tour event there, I think it loses a little specialness. I can say Oakmont, absolute monster, so much history. Every hole is like a kick in the teeth and just an incredible golf course. Can we replace the President's Cup with PGA versus LIV? Monster ratings for the Rory JT versus Phil DJ 4-ball match. This is actually the best idea I've ever heard. I mean, this would be a blood feud. I fully endorse this. The shaping of the fairways and the cut looks pretty silly from the clips that have been posted so far. Do we think they will do another wing foot and cut the grass on a Wednesday? Well, it's the US Open. I mean, the fairways are supposed to be anorexic. I mean, it is very tight, very twisty, very claustrophobic. It's true the USGA sometimes will soften as the week goes on and they're getting, shall we say, player feedback. But you know what? I hope they keep it as hard as possible. I love the setup right now. Do you think the tour will consider making the players a major in response to LIV? Shit. The tour does not have that power or authority. That belongs to the gatekeepers, the most important people in the game, the sports writers. We decide what's a major. There's no committee, there's no process. It's by consensus, and more or less the fans and the reporters are going to decide that the players will never be a major. So the answer is no. How close are we to a Real Housewives of LIV YouTube series starring Ashley Perez and Paulina? Well, if you saw Ashley's announcement that her husband Pat was going to be playing on the LIV tour, you know this would be a must watch. She's a very colorful personality, I think we could say. And Paulina has very little to say, but she'd be definitely fun to watch. So this is not a bad idea either. I mean, it's actually incredible there's never been a Housewives of the PGA Tour reality show on any platform. But maybe LIV will take the reins on this. I fully endorse this as well. Will the USGA mess up the course setup? We shall see. I mean, it's definitely hot here. They're going to have to keep some water on the greens or they're going to get fried. But again, this is the United States Open. You're supposed to push the players to the breaking point, physically, spiritually, emotionally. So it is an extremely fine line between messing up the course setup and perfecting it. Sometimes the USGA is right on the edge, but I like it that way. It's supposed to be hard. It's the Open. So I hope they keep pushing it just a little bit. Winning score at Brookline this week, +1. How do you think the fans will treat the LIV Benedict Arnold? That's strong. It's going to be quite a litmus test because golf Twitter is not real life, and I'm not sure how much the casual sports fan who maybe only watches a couple tournaments a year is even tuned into these details. I think, you know, for Boston fans, they're happy the Open's here. They want to celebrate. It's a good time event. I think there'll be a little mild heckling, but is anyone really that fired about Taylor Gooch? I mean, is Kevin Na going to arouse so much passion? I kind of doubt it. So a few barbs perhaps, but I think it'll be mild. This one's great. Does the phrase, "the enemy of my enemy is my friend," now apply to you and Rory? And will your relationship take on a Maverick and Iceman bond like the conclusion of the original Top Gun when you guys take down LIV together? Well, you know, Rory is clearly an advocate. I'm an impartial observer, although obviously I sort of got mixed up in this whole thing somehow, but I would definitely make a buddies movie with Rory. That would be a blast. I have to keep my shirt on though, that's my only ask. How many Pat Perez, Kevin Chappelle, Ben Crane type players does the LIV Tour end up picking off this year and signing them up to the dark side? Haven't heard Ben Crane's name in a long time. Is he in the mix? But yes, I mean, their business model, they want to get these mid-level tour players because it creates this momentum. They bring their world ranking positions. It makes it that much harder to deny, points to the LIV series. If you have a lot of guys who are in the top 200 or 150 or 100, there's weight to that, and they come fairly cheap. So they're gonna scoop up as many as possible and bump out some of the randoms. It actually made the first LIV event kind of fun, but also sort of undermined its credibility. So the answer is as many as they can buy. I think the tour should adapt a shotgun start just for the first 2 rounds. Wouldn't it make playing conditions more equitable and better for broadcast TV viewing? Seems very simple and doable. The numbers don't work because it's 156 players. You'd have to have 2 foursomes on every hole plus some. And if you think slow play is a problem now, it would be untenable. I mean, LIV is only 48 guys. The tour, their mandate is to create playing opportunities for its members. So that would never happen. Now you could do it at a WGC, which is a small field. And I do kind of like everyone on the course at the same time, because it can be a long wait, and if you sleep in, you might miss your favorite players. So there is something pleasing about it, but for everyday tour events, not possible. Could Jay Monahan have performed any more poorly during his softball fest with Jim Nantz? No, he could not. It was terrible. I mean, the problem is Jay thinks he's going to win a moral argument, but the players have already voted with their feet and their pocketbooks. Like, they're out. Only a handful of guys is that working. And Rory, again, conscious of the sport, but most of these guys have made their peace with dirty money a long time ago. They play in China, they play in Saudi Arabia already on the Euro Tour event, they play in Dubai, they play in Qatar. Like, this is not a big deal for the professional golfer who by definition plays golf for money. So that's a losing argument for Jay. He keeps hammering it, but he's already lost that debate, and it shows how out of touch he is. His only option now, I believe, is to cut a deal and bring the Saudis into the fold, push them to the fall where you can improve the product, the players get paid, the tour holds on to its membership, you have a sort of unified global schedule. To me, it makes perfect sense. Now, he would have to swallow some pride, which he seems loath to do. He's taking this all very personally, as you saw in the interview, but this is just business, Jay. Like, it's time to be a little more cagey businessman. Where can I put down an exacta on Rory and JT coming in 1 and 2 on the PIP giveaway? Yeah, book that. And we already know that's a slush fund just to buy the loyalty of the superstars. They've got all these shadowy metrics they don't even really make public. So yeah, I think that's a very good bet. I would take that one. Who is going to win the US Open? I haven't even thought about it until now. I'm gonna say Dustin Johnson, just for the total sheer anarchy of it all. I choose chaos. This is Alan Shipnuck. Thanks for watching and listening to this video, Ask Alan.